Welcome to another episode of Hot Mess Espresso. Let's get into this week. This episode, we have an advocate for men's mental health, a gaming streamer, and host of the podcast Mind Talks. Aaron, thanks for coming on.
What's up? Appreciate having me on.
So, what made you a mental health advocate?
Mainly just the stuff I went through in my life. I wanted to, spread it out to the world and, help other people out with, other people that's going through similar situations in their life. And hopefully, what I do on my podcast and all that stuff, hopefully it reaches out to people and, they see that, oh, this person is going through it. Then, if they're going through it and they can get through it, so can I.
Like, what made you decide to start a podcast?
I've always kind of wanted to, especially when podcasts are first booming and I found out what a podcast was. And I was like, that sounds really, really fun. And I was like, I also want to help people out too, but with mental health. And yeah, it's just
Sweet. How did you get the name Mind Talks? Because that's really cool.
It was actually funny. We struggled we had the show put together for a while, and we struggled for a long time, me and my co-host, to find a name for it. And we bantered back and forth to what we should talk about, because we didn't want it to be centered just around like mental health or have just a single niche on it. We wanted to have a name that kind of diversely defined the podcast, that was like a wide a sort of different categories in the podcast, not just we're focused on mental health and mental health is the only thing. I mean, that's the main topic for the podcast. But it's funny, I think I was editing a video for YouTube, and it had nothing to do with the podcast. It was just a YouTube video for, I think, a previous stream that I did, editing it, and just like a baseball bat to my head, and it's like Mind Talks, and I was like, what?
Right. It always comes to you at the weirdest times. It just
came out of nowhere.
That's amazing. So
yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I watched a couple episodes, because we already know each other and I support fellow creators, but also just to see what you were about. And I noticed that on your podcast episodes, it was more of a roundtable discussion. What made you decide to go with a more of a roundtable discussion versus like a question and answer kind of interview type thing, almost like this?
I think it more so kind of happened. Plus, I wanted the guest to feel more comfortable on the podcast and not just being like, hey, we have these answers, answer them down. I kind of wanted them to have their own freedom of telling what their life story is and how they got through their hardships, and just kind of just talk and banter back and forth, and just really just be a discussion that can go anywhere. Of course, their stories and how they got through their hard times and was the main focus, but I didn't want it to be just like, hey, we're focusing on this and this is only, and then the episode ends. We kind of wanted to just have just an all-around discussion, just to banter, talk, have fun with it. Also get serious when we need to get serious, and just really just for the audience, me, my co-host, the guest on there, just to have fun and just be comfortable.
Right. No, that definitely, that tracks. I mean,
Yeah.
The interviews can sometimes feel like, you're in the basement of the FBI with like the swinging light. It's just like, oh God.
It's like a robot, and you're like, yes, no.
Maybe. I don't know what's going on. I want to go home.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, that makes complete sense. Speaking of your mental health niche, I know you didn't want to like put it into one category, but obviously a lot of what you talk about, a lot of what your guests talk about, all of that is on mental health. So did it kind of work its way into men's mental health? Did it kind of just happen, or were you aiming to talk about men's mental health when you first started all of this?
I think that what it was just trying to be honest with you, just trying to get anyone that we could on at the time right now, and most of them, most of all of the guests we've had on there have been men. There was never like a discussion that was like, hey, we're going to only do men and men only. Um, Most of the people that we got on were fellow streamers of ours, part of the community, friends of ours, really good friends, family members, and all that stuff. And it just so happened to be that all of them were men. But yeah, it was never a strict focus. Be like, yeah, we're gonna focus on just on mental health. I'm not just trying to focus. I want to focus on everyone's mental health. Whether that's babies, kids, women, men, anyone, whoever it is that you can come across and help out through the stories that they tell that was the main focus. But yeah, I mean, and also on the other hand, that having the men's mental health is a big thing too, because that's not really talked about a lot. So
Yeah, it definitely. Well, especially when you started out, it wasn't talked about
yeah,
because your
no,
podcast is a few years old. Yeah. So from where you kind of started out in talking about men's mental health, do you feel like now in 2023 it's being talked about more on social media? And do you think the attitude towards men's mental health is changing like as a whole, or do you think we still have a lot of work to do?
definitely a lot of work to go
Right.
still, because I mean, just the way society is and how like society treats men and how men are supposed to be these days, and especially the way that society is moving away from like, I mean, because back in the olden days and all that stuff, men were like revered as hard warriors. Most of them, but hard
Right.
working people. Men were the foundation of the whole family and all that stuff. And that's kind of getting away from everything nowadays. And it's like men are coming kind of soft and weak and kind of being, I don't really know what the word is, but just kind of lost in these days and not really defining themselves as some kind of icon for whether they're family, friends, themselves, trying to becoming something of them. They're just like, I don't know, just kind of just being.
Yeah, no, that I can see where your stance on that makes sense. It definitely went from like rub some dirt in it, walk it off,
Yeah.
to now we I know for myself, I, want men to feel comfortable with expressing their emotions in a
Oh
healthy
yeah,
way,
totally,
but
totally.
in a healthy
And
way.
I'm not.
Like
I'm not saying
there's no
that.
punching walls here,
Yeah.
Kyle. Um but but yeah, I think men just don't know because it's still very extreme on both sides. In my opinion,
hmm
I'm not a guy. These are just my observations. But it's either
Yeah.
like they still want men to be rub some dirt in it, walk it off, blah 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 blah, or on the flip side, it's like if you still uphold those mentalities even in like the least amount, like, oh, it's
Yeah.
toxic masculinity, blah 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 blah. So it's definitely you guys are definitely kind of in a rock and a hard place trying to find that happy medium of being able to express your emotions but also just still having that more masculine whatever to it.
And that goes to say that I'm not saying that men are they in my eyes, the way I was grew up, men are supposed to be hard and and also loving and caring, not just straight cut um, warrior mentality, but that goes to say I'm not saying that men shouldn't be talking about and practice mental health, which they should,
Right.
but the way society is looking at these days of if you are pursuing mental health and you have a bunch of problems, a lot of the times it's like, oh, here's this, or you're crazy, or whatever. It's like it's never like, let's sit down and figure out what's actually going on. It's like, oh, here's this medicine, here's this fix, here's this. It's like a lot of times it's just you just need to sit down and just talk it out, just get it off your chest.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be all these solutions to throw at the problem that fixes it, whether it's in medical or some other fashion that's not just sitting down and really like diving into your mind of what's going on and explain it to someone of why that's happening to you and how it like chemically messes with your brain. And if you need to have like a chemical that's not producing in your brain to have medicine that fix that, then that's a solution. But just being like, oh, you have this problem, let's just do this, let's just do that,
Right. And I think the stigma around men going to therapy is still incredibly negative.
Oh yeah, yes,
Like
totally.
as much as there's a movement for men's mental health and talk about your feelings, it's also like talk about them in very broad, vague, surface level terms. So don't actually talk about them.
Yeah.
And it's just it's definitely frustrating, I'm sure. Because and to circle back a little bit to what you said a couple of seconds ago, I think a lot of men missed the part where you said they need to be hard and like a warrior, but also loving and, a little gentle. I think a lot of men missed that half of the memo. So if they see a man being more balanced and trying to be more in tune with their feelings and stuff like that, it's, oh, you're soft, you're weak, you're this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, no, I think because men have feelings too. They do.
Yep.
They just tend to express them more outwardly, where women express them more inwardly.
Yep.
So, men always come off as like angry and this, that, and the other thing. And, women absorb it and hate on themselves, basically.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. There's so much more work. There needs to be more work with finding a balance.
Yes.
In my opinion. Again, not a guy.
Yeah, there definitely does, because just not even being on social media and stuff like just being in day-to-day life, I can walk around and just see it. I'm like, the fuck are we doing?
Right, literally. I don't think anybody really knows what they're doing in general, but it's always been way more widely accepted for women to sort of, because women are also called hysterical and crazy and this, that, and the other thing for expressing their emotions.
Right.
But it's still somehow more widely accepted. So I'm glad that I'm coming across more creators that are talking about their mental health. And even if it's not talking about men's mental health in general, they're talking about their mental health, which is how I feel we start it. Because if somebody is, you could have somebody on your stream that is looking at you and going, well, if he's talking about it, maybe I can talk about it. Or that's exactly what I'm going through. I resonate with that. Let's, try what he's doing. And that's just how you're definitely doing something.
I mean, just talking about it, just, you don't even have to be a social media, advocate for it. You can just be in your circle of your friends and family talking about it is enough, because that's going to branch out from their family to their friends and family and just keep on going, so it's just, it doesn't, I think there's a big stigmatism on that. Oh, it's just social media. Oh, it's just the news. Or it's just, the mainstream, media and YouTubers and, TikTokers that are only for men's health. But that's not true.
The amount of creators versus the rest of the population is so small.
Yeah.
We're just the ones with the platforms that can say the things. But there are plenty of people who listen in or even don't listen in and go through day to day and struggle with mental health, especially anxiety and depression, especially that. But yeah, I don't even get me started on just throwing pills at people and calling it a day. Do not get me started. We'll be here all day. So how long have you been streaming video games? Like what got you into that?
How long I've been streaming or how long I've been making content?
Yes. Just how long have you been just with like what got you into just streaming video games and all of that? Because I, don't understand it.
I originally didn't stream video games. I quit video games for a long ass time.
Mm-hmm.
For like 4 to 5 years. I just
Wow.
stopped. I wasn't gaming or nothing. Um, Mainly focused on me,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like, what do I want to do in my life to have like some purpose or meaning or fun, some kind of hobby that I really really would enjoy, um, and also to help me like discover me, like see what I'm about. And I was like, and I was always watching YouTube all the time and all that stuff. That was like my main entertainment, get my mind off of stuff. I was watching a bunch of reaction YouTubers. They would like react to like trailers and game trailers
Oh
and
my God, that takes me
funny
back.
memes on the internet and all that stuff. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And I was like, that's really popular. It's fun. Feels like a friend watching a friend. Just chilling out watching a video together. And I was like, I might try that. So I started my stream up. I started my YouTube channel up and got that going, uploading reactions, and I was having a blast with it, loving it. I mean, because of my reactions and all videos and all stuff, I'm like almost to 1 million views on my channel.
That's insane. That's so
Yeah,
great.
long before I even started streaming.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I started doing all that, got really into it, and then COVID hit.
Yes.
Yep.
I feel like that's
Got laid
everybody's
off from my
life story. And then COVID.
COVID hit, and got laid off from my job, and I was like, well, there's really no fucking work going on right now in the world, so I was like, here I come, unemployment. And my job made it very easy. I almost got a full year of unemployment, so I was like, I'm gonna just be a content creator for 7 months, and I was focused on my content and all that stuff. And then through COVID, I found streaming, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, this is fucking cool. I was like, someone could just stream video games, have a chat full of people that are just chilling there watching them experiencing this game together and just having a blast. I was like, that sounds what I want to do. So I started up on YouTube on my channel streaming and playing games and all that stuff. And then I found Twitch. And I was like, what is Twitch? And I was like, found out about Twitch, did some research, and I was like, it's a streaming platform meant for streaming gamers. And I was like, all right, let me try that out. So I went over there, got affiliate, got a big following going and all that stuff. And, I was like, well, I really like what YouTube is doing with their streaming platform right now. So it's like, let me go back to YouTube and focus on that. So I brought all my people back over to YouTube and all that stuff. And yeah, the rest is history.
Yeah. So with the video gaming, do you kind of interconnect both your podcast with the gaming, or is your streaming kind of like your little decompression hour? Like you try to keep it as organically separate as possible?
Yes. Yeah. We try to keep it separate. At the same time that, if someone does come in my stream and be like, hey, I'm going through something, we try to help them out. But for the most part, we try to keep it just a fun, stress-free, worry-free, just come in there, entertain people, have fun, crack up, let loose, just be fucking kids again in the stream and just be stupid. Yeah, I want people to come in my streams to be like, this is a really fun chat room, really fun stream room that, there's not no BS going on. No one's talking down to anyone. We're just in there all together, having fun, enjoying it. I try to give the chat plenty of tools to use that they can interact with the stream and all that stuff, like changing the lights and all that stuff, and
that's cool.
scaring the crap out of me and all that. Get to choose the game that they play. If they want to play the game with me, they can do that and all that. So
yeah, no, and I'm sure for a lot of people, the actual streaming and just watching is what helps their mental health.
oh yeah, totally. I've had numerous of people DM me, like even with my YouTube channel, they're like, yeah, you've helped me a lot. Just when I'm going through my life, get my mind off of things, laughing and all that stuff. And a couple of subscribers have been on the podcast actually because of it.
Well, that's yeah. See, networking is
Yeah.
everything. I mean, I
Yep.
found you literally staring into a camera on TikTok, like, somebody please talk to me because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yep.
So it works out. Like, it all comes full
Yep.
circle. But
Life is weird how it leads you into places.
yeah, in the most
Even though
unlikely
that you
places.
think that you should go this way, life's gonna be like, no, no, you should go this way. And then you realize in 20 years, and you're like, that was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it's always, life is always changing. So
Yeah.
where can we find you?
You can find me just okay. I'll make it very simple. You can find me on any social media platform on anything pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
If you just go in Google and type in either iFlames300 on Google search, it'll bring up every single thing you need to find on me. Whether that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Discord, even third-party apps that are not even in the United States, I'm on them. I don't know how I got them, but I'm on them.
Look at you.
Yeah, and same with the Mind Talks. Just type in Google Mind Talks, and it'll bring up everything for you.
Sweet. Yeah. I mean, I will be linking all of this in the description. The direct link to his Mind Talks YouTube, his streaming YouTube, all of that you can find. So I will make it even easier for everybody if Google is a little beyond, because sometimes it's beyond my capabilities.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do want to say something. Okay, so like my story, my how I got through all the stuff that I have going right now. Unfortunately, I'm taking a break right now because me and my girl are having a baby, so we're kind of focused
I'm
on
so
that.
excited for
But
you.
appreciate it. I did not expect that I would be what I have now with my social media, and it's a business. Once you reach a certain point, it becomes a full on
Yep.
business and all that stuff. I got to pay taxes and all that stuff on my YouTube and all my other stuff. So yeah, but that goes to say that hard work and dedication pays off. Because when I first started my YouTube, I didn't think I'd make it. It took me almost a year to get to 100 subscribers, and I was like, did I mess up? Did I put all this effort in for nothing?
Right.
But here it is, almost 10 years later, and we almost have 1 million views on YouTube. We got a podcast. I have 4 other channels. I got a decent following and all that stuff, and yeah, it's crazy that the journey that I've got to meet all the people that I have, all the friends I got to meet, all the brothers I got to meet. It is definitely an awesome journey. So that goes to say, if y'all want to start anything, anyone listening right now, if y'all want to start anything, just do it. Don't let your mind get ahead of you and tell you, oh, I gotta have a good camera or I gotta have this and all that stuff. Just start. Because if you never start, you're never gonna find out what it leads to. My words to y'all, audience, is to just start. Don't overthink it. Grab a phone, put it on a tripod, and just record, or whatever you're doing. Whether that's a business, a blog, YouTube, a Fortune 500 company you're trying to start, or whatever it is.
Go big or go
just
home.
go for it. Yep. Don't waste it. Just go for it.
Yeah, even the biggest current creators now started with probably like an iPhone 4 and the worst lighting in the world, like balanced against a candle. Like you just kind of start somewhere.
Yeah, I started with the Galaxy, a Galaxy 4.
Oh my god.
Phone. That's all I had, and
That
a fucking $200 laptop. I edit like almost 300 of my videos on that laptop through my phone, and I would record them on my phone, download them transform them to my laptop, edit them on my laptop, and then transfer them back to my phone because I didn't have internet at the time, and I would upload them from my phone.
Yeah. you started. And look where you are now.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
So.
hard work pays off. There's no, I don't care who y'all are, guys out there. Listen, like seriously, listen. There's no secret to success.
Nope.
The only secret to success is working your fucking ass off. I'm sorry, but all these get rich Ponzi schemes out there you see on TikTok and YouTube and all the social medias are fake. So the only way to get anywhere you want to be in life is to work your ass off.
Yeah. Well, because even people that go viral for like a minute, they have to keep up.
Yeah.
That's why you see people go viral and then they fall off because they weren't expecting that level of whatever, and they didn't have the, they didn't build up step by step to maintain that.
They don't know how to recreate. So that video is a niche. They don't know how to recreate that niche and keep that niche going.
No, yeah, no, my biggest videos on TikTok are apparently me in my car jamming out to whatever. Like when Blink 182 reposted my TikTok of their new music, I literally, I threw my phone, screamed a little. Because I don't fangirl over anybody really, but when it comes to musicians that like kept me on this planet for the last 20 years,
right,
I get a little like, oh my God. And granted, it was their social media person, but still. But like, that one is semi-viral, but do you think any of then I went back down to 400 views. So like, you have to keep building. You have to keep working at it. You have to find what is consistently doing well and go with it. And I'm really... like, I'm never going to be like a full-time content creator. It's just not my thing. I have fun with it, but this is what I want to do. So this is where I'm the most successful. The content creation I do on TikTok is literally just for fun and to reach out to people and be a safe place.
Right.
This whole, like, the full-time content, I can't do it. I can't. I'm just over here, like, I'm just me. Like,
the podcast is your niche. That's
exactly.
what you want to do.
So, and
I have to say, you're fucking killing it too, so.
Thanks. I'm doing my best over here.
That's all we can do, right? We're only human.
Literally. I'm getting like family members messaging me and being like, it looks like it's doing really good. And I'm like, oh my God, you're listening. What do you mean you're listening? I'm just like, what do I do now? But
see, let me there's a point in doing all this that it gets to, because I was the same way. It's like, oh my God, like my family and friends are listening to my podcast. I'm like, Jesus, sorry for me cussing so much. I say a lot. There's a point where you get past that and you're just like, I don't care.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely getting there. It was just kind of like, it's kind of so I did theater for years, and I could perform in front of a crowd of a sold out of strangers. If I accidentally spotted one person, namely my grandfather, in the crowd, froze up. Like, I was internally just like screaming while getting through my lines, getting through everything. But if it was somebody I knew, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, they're noticing me. Oh my God. Like, their opinion mattered more than a million strangers. Like, if I flopped, it was like, whatever, I'm never going to see these people again. If it flopped while my family was watching, that was definitely getting brought up at Christmas. So
like, what happened on the stage there? What were you studying for?
What was that crack? I saw. Remember that one time you tripped over the skirt that was an inch and a half too long, anyways, because you're literally 5 foot and. So I
totally get it.
It's definitely a whole other ball game when, because that's why I didn't post on my Facebook about the podcast for the longest time, because I was like, my Instagram is like a good mix, but then my Facebook is locked down to the point where it's only family and friends, and I'm just like,
right.
So I have a thing. like you don't have to listen to it, but I have a thing. So it's
right.
It's hard work, dedication, a lot of consistency, and then getting over the hurdle of your family and friends listening into the sound of your voice and hearing things and having opinions, whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, and just going, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter.
Right.
You know, because I feel like that's the next step. It's like step 1, be consistent, start building. Step 2, be okay with whatever's going to get brought up during the holidays, you know, like that kind of thing. And then, granted, my family has been nothing but supportive. I've gotten all good things, like nothing weird's getting brought up at Thanksgiving, but it's definitely a little daunting sometimes when you're just like, okay, like Aunt Sophia is listening to this, like, hey.
Especially if I go over to your mom's or your dad's and they're like, hey, I like that episode. And they're like, oh my God, you listen to it?
Right. I know the first time my mom was like, so I listened to your episodes. I'm like, what episode are you on? She's like, oh, I listened through all of them. I'm like, you what? Like, this is the part where you're supposed to support from a distance. You're supposed to go, good job, honey. You're not supposed to actually listen. Which she can listen all she wants. But I was just like, what do you mean you listen? And I'm just like hoping my dad never listens to it. Then your fucking
mind starts going like, oh, that was a bad audio. The mic wasn't hooked up right. I didn't have the gain turned down just right.
Right. I'm over here like, how many times did I swear?
Yep.
Like,
the overthinking going.
It's natural. I'm sorry. Like, God, I hope nobody ever listens to this in front of my grandmother. I would literally like just dig my grave myself.
Right. But also, I think one of the coolest things about doing all this stuff is the skills that you get to learn as you're doing it.
Well, and you learn from everybody you come in contact with.
Yeah, I learned so much. Like, I didn't know a single fucking thing about cameras when I started. And now I know so much about cameras. I didn't know nothing about computers when I started. Now I know so much about computers. I didn't know anything about audio mixing or audio interfaces or anything about audio. Now I know a lot about audio. I didn't know anything about making like digital art and all that stuff, like logos and banners and all that stuff. And now I make those for content creators and streamers. It's crazy how much you get to learn.
Yeah, I'm not techie at all, so I definitely outsource 90% of my graphics and everything else. I'm learning.
Well, I didn't have the money for that at the time, so I had to learn literally everything.
I'm learning, and like my graphics guy is a good friend that definitely charges me less than he should, but he's I'm just over here like, hi, me again. How the hell do you? Here's my login. Can you just do it, and I'll send you like whatever. Like, I literally.
Like, I've helped so many people fix their shit.
Yeah, so now I'm into I'm upgrading my stuff and all of that, but it's all a learning curve, and you can't learn it all at once. You have to you have to be able to be okay with looking back in 5 years and going, wow, that audio was shit.
Yeah.
But it'll give you, if you have any kind of writer's block, you can take that episode, re-script it, and just release it as an anniversary special with upgraded stuff. So there's a good idea for you guys. You're welcome.
Yep. Boom.
There you go.
There's solutions to everything, Right? If you think you got a bad a video or something, just tweak it a little bit and all that stuff, rework it a little bit, or just say fuck it and upload it.
Right.
What's the worst that's gonna happen,
I am always a little petrified though that the one like TikTok that I, wasn't wearing any makeup, put like minimal effort into and just threw it on there just to like have something to keep the algorithm going, is going to be the thing that gets like 2 million views and everybody's staring at me. And I'm just like, oh God.
That's how it works. That's definitely how it works.
Of course.
The least videos that you hate the fucking most do the best.
Yeah. It's wonderful. It's lovely.
Like, out of all the reactions that I did when I started reactions, the Marvel movies were exploding. That was like the height of the Marvel movies when they were being made.
So like 2016 to 2018?
Yeah, I was doing like all my reaction videos were nothing but Marvel movies for a while, and they weren't getting no views. As soon as I started doing dancing videos and rugby videos, exploded. Don't ask me why, but it did.
You know what? I'm gonna go back through your YouTube and find your reaction to Endgame.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure it was the same as mine. It was very what?
Right. Yeah, it's like why did rugby and dancing videos do better than the popular Marvel? But yeah,
Because
yeah,
people
YouTube
like
is weird.
watching people react to ridiculous stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how many times have you seen a video go viral over somebody reacting to a cat video?
Yeah, I saw one the other day. It was a dog just doing something like staring at a camera weird. No, that's what it was. It was a dude drawing a dog that was poking his head through the paper, and it got like 1 million views.
That's nice. I can draw a stick figure semi-symmetrically. So that's cool.
But he wasn't drawing though. He had like ripped a hole in the paper, and the dog stuck his nose in, and he was acting like he was drawing it realistically.
Oh, I know that video. Oh my god. What? Pookie Bear, we need to get some paper out. You're gonna have to start paying rent over here. She's just laying next to me, like taking a nap. Like it's time to earn we got bills to pay, ma'am. No, she's
Right.
She's cute.
Get to work. Chop, chop.
I swear to God, people watch my live stream more to see if like there's gonna be one of the cats just like going directly across my face, or the dog losing her shit.
You're always telling like the cats to shut the fuck up, or the dogs to calm down. Or
I'm just like,
it's kind of been like a staple of your stream.
Yeah, it's literally I have a sign on my front door that says "Welcome to Jumanji" because I am not kidding. It is a shit show here. 24/7. The dog's trying to herd
hilarious.
the cats, and y'all can imagine how that works. And then there's a cat walking in front of the camera, and then my one like 19-pound chonk is like, no, I'm gonna lay all over you with my super sharp claws. And then the dog's coming around the corner and chasing him off, and I'm just like, please don't slit my throat.
You should get like a really shitty mic that picks up all the background noises, so we can
God.
hear all the craziness of all the animals.
Literally, that's gonna be my behind the scenes. Like, you like the mini nanny cam in here. Like, you want to see what goes on when I'm trying to work over here, because it's real fun. I got one cat hanging from like this tapestry back here. It's one of them's chewing on the light.
There's a big streamer. He has like 15 million views, and he's known for his bad audio. Like, he got a new mic, like a really expensive mic. And the chat shunned him for it, told him to put his bad mic back on because that's what he's known for.
Well, people just, yeah. I mean, sometimes, yeah, that's the thing too. Sometimes you can do just fine off like bad quality stuff, like, you know.
And it may not be even you that makes you fucking popular. It, like your cats and your dogs, that could explode you. That can make you what goes viral and gives you your break, and you're off to the fucking races. You just never know where it's going to take you.
I could be the next eHarmony cat girl without the eHarmony.
Yeah, there you go. Boom.
It honestly, when I was little watching her, I was like, oh my God, this bitch is nuts. Now I get it. Now I'm like, I also want to see them in baskets with little bow ties, and I literally will have a meltdown over how all of them don't have homes, and my husband's just like, that their home is not going to be here. Like, you're cut off, you're grounded.
We're not having a cat and dog farm
right now. He knows. He knows the retirement. Well, his retirement plan is Jersey Giant chickens, and mine is barn cats. So check back with us in like 30 years to see like if vlogging is still a thing, because I guarantee you it's just never a dull moment here ever. Like,
that's hilarious.
It's a shit show. Like, and apparently that's
awesome.
That's what the masses want, is the shit show. So
yep.
I'm not called Hot Mess Espresso for nothing. Like, the mess is
there you go,
steaming. So we're good.
Yeah. That's another reason I want with Mind Talks, because it gets a little crazy at times. Just kind of all convoluted and all that stuff. So
yeah, but we love that,
especially in my mind.
In
my mind, I'm like, how did I keep all this shit together?
I'm pretty sure half my family sees my shit posting on Facebook and is just like, here we go again.
Yeah.
There's like, she did not
like
just post that.
Some of
like,
my streams, I'm surprised that they're still even up on YouTube. Like, to be honest with you. Like I'm surprised that I don't have my channel deleted. Like some of the shit we say on there and how crazy we get on the stream, I'm just like, how the fuck has no one reported me? How has no one seen me on YouTube and just be like, get this guy off the fucking internet?
They might now. Somebody that hated you in high school has now discovered you, and good luck.
I mean, I'll keep on going as long as the internet allow me to. So.
Well, the internet loves Unhinged. Okay, that's the new.
Yeah.
I don't know, the new black. Like Orange is the new black.
Right.
No, and Unhinged is the new whatever.
But on the same hand, you gotta watch what you say now.
Oh well, I mean, yeah. You just gotta be chill. That's all.
Right.
So
yeah, that's not me.
Oh, I have 0 ounce of chill. I manufacture chill in the form of I married somebody that's way too chill, and I'm hoping eventually he will rub off on me enough that I'm just like, no, this is fine.
Right.
This is cool. You know.
I got with the exact same person I am, so.
Yeah, I am me, and apparently that's working out for people. But I'm just like I got a freaking wiffle bat for my Tuesday streams because we're just gonna bop the top of the camera when we win battles. It's fine.
That's hilarious.
I'm unfortunately known for my Speaking of chaos, I don't know what they just knocked over, but here we are. Why are you the way that you are? Why? Oh, of course, it's Elfie.
These cats are demons.
There are the chaos demons for freaking sure. There's power names, and having a cat that was named after Elphaba from Wicked was probably a terrible idea, but here we are. She is just chaotic.
Yeah.
It's fine. So are you ready for rapid fire?
Yes.
Sweet. Because ready or not, here we come. So I'm just gonna throw 5 of them at you. First, this or that's first one that comes to mind. Spit it out. Right. Usually it's to lighten the mood, but we did that 20 minutes ago, so here we are.
Yeah.
So, shark movies or zombie movies?
Shark movies.
Parks and Rec or The Office?
Never seen either one of them. I have not seen either one of those.
Oh.
If I had to pick, though, just off of clips, I'd have to go The Office.
Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore?
Oh, my God. Jesus. Oh. Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore? Billy. Oh, my God, that's so hard. Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore? I hate you.
I knew one of these would just send someone into a coma. Here we are.
If I absolutely had to pick, I guess Happy Gilmore.
The Conjuring or Insidious?
Oh my God, you're just destroying me right now. I love both of those movies. I love devil shit.
I know. Both series were good.
Insidious, just because of the story, is so in depth.
I know. That whole backstory was just what the hell?
Yeah.
That was
I'm
crazy.
goosebumps right now talking about how awesome those movies are.
All right, last one, and I promise it won't be. Well, it might be, but it shouldn't be too bad. Slasher films or paranormal?
Oh, God, you're just throwing the curveballs right now.
Look, I didn't throw Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees at you, so be happy.
You said slasher or horror films?
No, slasher or paranormal.
Paranormal. Oh, you get my mind going now. I love Jason movies and all that stuff, and Freddy Krueger's. Those are classics. Those are
right.
Those movies live rent free in my head. But Paranormal Activity, those movies, and some old school low budget movies that I love of paranormal. Oh my God.
I consider paranormal.
I'm gonna go paranormal because I watch a lot of paranormal shit on YouTube.
Yeah. No, So does that mean, have you ever played Phasmophobia then?
No, I've seen a lot of streams on it though, but I have not played it. It looks so fun.
My husband plays it. It gets interesting in my house. If I just hear him screaming from downstairs, I'm like, maybe if you played on the PC and not with your VR.
Yeah.
But it's a great party trick when we have people here.
It has VR? Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That game is in VR?
Yep.
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine playing that game in VR.
The best part is he has this
I would have a fucking heart attack.
He has this big ass HDMI cord hooking up to the TV down here, and so we can sit and watch what they're doing on the VR. And it has gotten very interesting.
I don't think I've seen anyone stream that on VR. I have no idea that. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. Well, he doesn't stream, but he plays it on the VR, and it's hilarious.
I'm about to look that shit up to see who.
Somebody does.
Sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we all like scaring ourselves. That's why haunted houses are so popular.
Right.
So.
Perfect conversation because it's October right now.
I know,
Let's go.
it's spooky season. My favorite time of year. Everybody's like, "Oh, Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year." I'm like, "Nuh-uh, no. However,
October is my favorite month, and it's my birthday month.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, happy early birthday. Oh yeah, happy early birthday.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, so yeah, I love Halloween. I would just love if this freaking state would understand that it's the burr month, so it's supposed to be burr cold. Why is it 90 out? I live up north. I live in basically South Canada for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
October is literally the best month. Like, all the seasonal fucking stuff comes out. Beer, food, wine, all that stuff. Concerts start popping off. Festivals start happening. The holidays start picking up. It starts cooling off. It's literally the best month.
The mosquitoes go back to hell where they belong.
Yep. No fucking insects and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's freaking great. But yeah,
best time ever.
Yeah, literally. I'm so excited. But thanks for coming on and taking the time and chit chat and all this stuff. This was a freaking blast. We should definitely do this again.
Yes, most definitely. We'll get you on our podcast too and do it over there. So
that would be entertaining, for sure.
Yep.
I'm just full of spite and dark humor. So
hey, that's the way I like it. So
there we go.
It'll work out.
All right. Well, thanks so much for popping in.
Yes, ma'am. Appreciate having me.